laughing, sitting next to the old funky lady on park bench, and he goes, "Do you believe in the hereafter?" And she goes, "Yes." And he goes, "Well, then you know what I'm hereafter." And then she hits him with her purse. Okay. All right. As we can see, this is why analysis with candlesticks becomes very effective, is because we can see what should be happening and what is happening. Now, we can also see that this is a resistance level right up here. And every time it hit it, they took it down. I think we can even make this even more pretty close resistance level. And here was the support level. So we knew when to start buying because we saw that definite reversal signal where they hit a doji off the 200, Morningstar signal that closed above the T line. Where was our next target? Up here to the top of the trend channel. Is this time to take profits? Logically, yes, except for the fact that we can also see that they haven't been able to close it below the T line, and they're starting to do a J-hook pattern. And we know what the results of a J-hook pattern is, that wave 3 is usually going to be equivalent to wave 1. And if that's the case, they go up through this level, we know that this is not acting as resistance anymore, that this was the breakout stage. So if you make your chart real small, we've had an uptrend consolidation, pullback, uptrend consolidation. Now they break it out. We could be heading back up to where we get back into the trajectory of what the market has been doing. And that would kind of, if we came up here, that would equate to a wave 1 to wave 3, right? Getting back close to that trajectory. Prices and dates not showing on the charts. You are right. Okay, let's see what we can do here. All right, let's go this way. Okay, so let's see. Now I got to make this bigger again. Okay. Let me make this bigger yet. Get back to where we can see what's going on. All right. So what we have now is, because of our visual capabilities of knowing what type of pattern it's setting up, that we can kind of expect that if they go through here, two things are going to happen. One, more than likely, when everybody sees this going through, if we're buying right now with the anticipation of a breakout, that when everybody sees it goes through this level, they're going to start piling in because they know this isn't going to act as a resistance anymore. What's our upside potential from that point? Probably the same magnitude as this move. So does this tell us what's going to happen? No, it just tells us what there's a good probability of happening based upon what we know a pattern looks like and what should happen at a resistance level. If it breaks out, we know what the pattern is going to be. All right, so the NASDAQ. Also, that slow curve setup, that if it starts coming back up and breaks out through this level, where is it going to pop to? Probably this trajectory right here. So we might see a couple big strong days if everything breaks out. S&P 500, same scenario, little J-hook pattern. Oh no. Well, pshaw. Let me try something else. And now, why does this do this? All right, hold on for one more second. Enough to make you kick your grandmother. Wanted to do the commodities. No, they just must go on vacation whenever they want. All right, we're going to have to flip right to the stocks. Come back to some of the commodities later. Okay, so there's our S&P 500. Also starting up with a kind of a little J-hook pattern. So if this broke out, again, a wave 3. All right, we're going to have to go back to the commodities. The Bears and the Packers are on. All right. Okay. All right, we're going to go straight to the stocks. So if we're seeing some good J-hook type patterns setting up, that means good J-hook patterns in individual stocks are setting up nicely. That's why we're still recommending or re-recommended CSIQ, because we've had J-hook patterns all the way up, and we started off with a J-hook pattern today that if it opened positive, what was it doing? It was breaking out through this level right here, telling us that we were in the next wave to the upside. J-hook is you have a strong up move, and then you have this little J-hook, which when it hooks, this wave right here is going to be usually the same magnitude as this wave right here. And CSUN setting up very nicely. This one also has that slow curve. Get ready to be buying this one on positive trading tomorrow. Because that's where remember, on these slow curve breakouts, notice that we have got doji, gap up, doji, gap up. Make this a little bit bigger. They break out through this level, it's probably going to have a very strong price move. Well, and I say, the reason it's probably going to have a very strong price move is because that's what's expected coming out of these patterns, as we saw before. That when you see a slow curve, notice how it can't get below the T-line. Stochastics coming up. When they break out through the resistance level, that's where everybody starts jumping in. And Scotty. Ow, pshaw. Now we got things all over this chart. That's just great. Scotty had a nice day today. Also, we're in this J-hook type pattern. So, question is, if you've got the 50-55 call spread on, should you get rid of it? No, all you have to do is comfortably hold this call spread, the 50-55, because as long as it's trading above 55, the closer we get to expiration, the closer it's going to move to $5 on the spread. Now, if sometime between now and expiration it goes to $5, which it's capable of doing if the price is moving fairly big, that's going to be your maximum return. And if it does that, let's say 3 days from now, let's say it moved up dramatically up into the $65 level, you're only still going to make $5 maximum at expiration. If it moved up to, let's say, traded at 65 over the next couple of days, and your call spreads were at or even 505. I sold some call spreads last month that were above the $5 strike price. And that's the maximum you can make on it, because at the end of the expiration time, no, Pashah. Bah humbug. Maximum you're going to make on a $5 spread is $5. So if it goes to $5 and there's still 2 weeks to expiration, you might as well close it out, because that's all you're going to make over the next 2 weeks anyways. Move on to something else. So right now, all you have to do is hang on to it. The closer it gets to expiration, that price is going to slowly keep moving. No matter where it moves, as long as it stays above 55, that's between now and expiration date, it's going to keep moving closer and closer to the $5 price move. Okay, GME was one of our recommendations for an option trade. Well, pooey. All right, JGME. This one is giving us a bad quote, and this one still isn't coming up with. All right. Because they had some bad quotes on TCNet today. But as you can see, this is a big fry pan bottom, and it's staying above the T line. So you just want to stay with this as long as it stays above the T line, because between now and Christmas, this is going to continue to move up because of it being kind of a Christmas item. So you just continue to hold this as long as it stays above the T line. What else we got here? Lock. Lock did a kicker signal. This is one of your strongest signals. Now it backed off a little bit today, but it stayed right above the 3T line. If this opens lower tomorrow, we'll take some profits. If it opens and starts trading higher, obviously you want to stay with it. The reason you want to stay with it is because it started off with a kicker signal. Where's the most likely target? This trajectory right here tells me I should be waiting for probably about 18.5 on this. The GME is the November call, and if you were thinking about it right now, I would probably, if it does continue strong, at this point, I would probably be buying half of the Novembers, or half a position in Novembers and half a position in Decembers. Do you check earnings before you buy any of these stocks? No, because if you go back to one very simple premise, the candlestick signals are the cumulative knowledge of everybody buying and selling during a specific time frame. And if they're buying going into earnings, that means that somebody probably with a lot more knowledge about what's going on in the company than we do are still buying. I want to be buying along with them, or I want to hold along with them. GME, it was a November call. Let's see. Are you using calls or spreads for CSIQ? None on there. On Scotty, we'd gotten into some call spreads and some outright calls on Scotty about 2 weeks ago. Let's see. GME strike price for November calls. I can't remember right offhand. I'm pretty sure they were probably the 55s. Maybe I'm pretty sure they were the 55s. Was it the 43? I don't know. I can't tell because of this darn. Okay, let me take a look at a few more here. Let's see. JUBNT. This to me is a nice cup and handle, slow curve. This one you want to be buying on the basis that this was the trajectory. Your trajectory could be a nice strong pop coming out of this cup and handle. ALJ did one day close below the T line, which meant you gave it one more day. It needed to open positive and trade positive, which it did today. Now, it still needs to open positive and trade positive to be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. And we can see what the reversal signal was. A very strong Morningstar signal starting wave 1. Now we want to make sure wave 3 can break out through this level. If this closed back down below the T line again for the second time, then I'd probably close it out. And Eagle still is a strong buy because we had a little hammer type signal gap up. They still didn't close it below the T line. It is not unusual in an uptrend to see when it starts moving, you get a down day. More than likely, I would guess this was going to open positive and trade positive tomorrow, staying above the T line. Why? Because we had a little gap up through the T line to tell you the bulls have started coming into this one. AIR was another one that we recommended based upon your best friend, right off the 50-day moving average through the T line. You just stay long, and now what do you have? You have a pullback, and notice what type of signal we had on this pullback. This wasn't a sell signal. This was just a down day in an uptrend. And as you can notice, they couldn't close this below the T line. Now you have your J hook. Where do you think this is going? Wave 1, wave 3 is going to break you out through this level. David, we're just talking stocks. Buying options on any of these positions is up to each individual. Buying options is just another way to buy a stock. All we're doing is analyzing which stocks are the best ones right now or have good-looking charts. Then each individual can decide what they want to buy, whether they want to buy the stock, whether they want to buy the stock on margin, whether they want to buy calls, whether they want to sell puts. It's all up to them based upon kind of analyzing which way the price trend is going. What do some of your losers look like? How long are you letting options lose money before you get out? Usually, if I'm buying an option trade, it's because I have a very strong, a very strong buy signal. That if it does a close back below the T line for one day, I will give it an extra day because of the buy signal telling me that it should be heading up. Then if it doesn't show that it's heading up, it continues down, then I'll close out the position. So I have a hard time showing the losing trades because the losing trades usually don't last very long. They may be out within a day or two. Remember, the old adage, cut your losses short and let your profits run, but nobody ever tells you how to cut your losses short and let your profits run. Candlestick signals do that very effectively for you. They tell you if you buy on a buy signal and it closes back below the T line, you get right back out because you've got a different pattern setting up versus a bullish pattern. You want options that are highly liquid and will move. Well, yeah, first of all, you want options that will move, and then the liquidity after that is all a function of how big a position you're buying. You haven't been in your option program. Are you doing in the money, at the money, or out of the money? Again, Lionel, that is up to each individual. I'll make suggestions. If somebody's a longer-term holder, they might be more interested in at the money or in the money calls. If somebody's a shorter-term trader and looking more for the quick pop, it might be out of the money calls. So again, I'm going to be showing everybody every trading strategy that is viable depending on not only the price and the magnitude of the move, but what your trading style is. Whether if you're a longer-term holder, you might want to be doing this strategy. If you're a shorter-term holder, you might be doing this strategy. Okay, let's see. LFL also continuing because of the fry pan bottom. They can't close below the T line. Now a little J-hook type pattern. This one you can be looking to buy on Positive Trading tomorrow. And let's see, we did air. Valero was another one that we had call strategy on. And as long as this stays above the T line, notice not only is this staying above the T line, but it's staying above the 3T line, which means the trajectory of this could remain fairly strong. So you don't use stops on options. I get stopped out today on CIQ today on a pure stock trade. No, you don't use stops on your options. You use a contingency stop. You got stopped out of CSIQ. I don't understand how you did that. How many option trades are you recommending a week? I'm usually going to do 2 or 3 every Thursday. And then if there is something that comes up during the week that needs everybody's attention, you're going to get a email sent out if you're in the options group. So what we're trying to do is give more attention to the option traders, but not muddy the waters for people that aren't trading options. So we're just going to kind of separate the two. When do we start WOE? The picks are on the members area right now, and so it's actually kind of started. You use slow stochastics on toss, yep. I use 1233 on the close, simple, slow. Is this option service for everybody, or is there a different service? Marabella, there's a separate service for the option traders so that we're not taking away from people that are just trying to learn basic candlesticks for any trading strategy. So it's a separate area. It's not, if you're in the options area, but you probably want to be a member to the website, because in the chat room you're going to get a lot of information about which trades work well, and then you can add the option information on top of that. So I kind of equate it to that if you're just in the options area, that it's like painting a car but without putting a primer on there, that you're not going to know exactly why you're in some of the trades if you don't understand the basics of candlesticks. Okay. What percent of your overall trades do you use options for? It all depends on which account I'm trading in, Brock. I've got some of my smaller accounts that I just trade commodities and options. And then some of the bigger accounts, all I do is trade stocks. Okay, here's TA, fry pan bottom, breakout. Notice where it broke out, right smack dab where the pattern started. What's this tell us? It tells us pretty much that there's going to be a good strong price move out of here. And notice where they close, right about where the gap down started. So there's no resistance all the way up into this area. So there's still another 10, 12% to the upside. No, Shazam. Hold on for 1 second, please. Let me see who's. Mercy sakes, speaking of classic car, that was just a recorded message saying, hi, we're interested in your classic car you have for sale. So TA, SP, what is it? SFY. Also, kind of a big fry pan bottom. Notice what happened today, a kicker signal. And where did this kicker signal occur? Right smack dab where this fry pan bottom started. That tells you there's no more resistance. Not only is there no more resistance at this level, but they've kicked it through that area. That tells us there's going to be a lot more upside yet to come on this one. And MAKR, same scenario. Where did this break out? Right smack dab about where it topped out before. And how did it do it? With this little J-hook pattern gap up. These are the type of charts that you like to get into because you don't have to worry about when to sell until it comes back down below the T line. Ron, what is a kicker signal? The kicker signal, we'll come across some more here. Kicker signal is the strongest of all the candlestick signals. It tells you there's been investor sentiment kicked in the opposite direction. Fry pan bottom, where did it break out? Right about where it started. Now what do you have going? Profit taking and a J-hook pattern in progress. So if it went up 3 points here, it's probably going up into the 850 level. We just had one that we showed a kicker signal on. What one was it? Think of it. Maybe not. Huh. Was it SFY? Oh, kicker signal. Kicker signal is when it opens here and closes here. The next day, they gap it up at or above the previous day's open, and they close it in the opposite direction. That tells you not only have they gapped it up, but they're going in this direction, which usually indicates a very strong change of investor sentiment. They've actually kicked it in the opposite direction. Let's see, did we do Seco? Oh, that's right, J-hook. All right. Now, the J-hook, kind of a J-hook pattern here on VIPs. This one I wouldn't be afraid of buying on the positive trading tomorrow. And JKS, another J-hook pattern. Where did this J-hook pattern bounce off of? Smack dab off the 50-day moving average. There's your doji sandwich. What's your doji sandwich indicate? There's going to be more upside. Are these just stock that people send in, or is this your sorting going on? Right now we're doing the sorting that I've done. I try to go through and try to analyze which stocks are the best ones to have the best patterns. And then afterwards, when I say, Jim, do the double line, then everybody types in the signals they want me to look at and give a quick evaluation. What is the symbol below the last price bar? That's the little house telling you that over here off the screen, there's an announcement of some sort. Most of what you show us is in bullish direction. What about when or if the market turns? If the market turns right now, when I put out recommendations, it's based on the kind of the analysis or the assumption that we're still in an uptrend. So if you see that I've come out with 3 recommendations on the bullish side, that means I'm still anticipating more upside. If you see 3 recommendations that we're in the on the bearish, or 3 sell recommendations or short recommendations, that means I think we're in a downtrend. If you see 2 longs and 2 shorts, that tells you we're in a choppy market. We don't know which way it's going to go. But even in a choppy market with 7,500 trading entities out there, the candlestick charts are going to find the best longs and the best shorts. It's going to be at least a half a dozen minimum of each one that our quick scanning technique is going to pick up for you. What about a straddle? I don't do straddles or strangles because those are price patterns that tell me that nothing is going to go on or could go 50-50 either way. When we're using candlestick charts, it's because we're finding stuff that we know the probabilities of moving in a specific direction is greatly in our favor. So I'm not trying to find something that is flat. I'm trying to find stuff that tells me that I've got a strong up move or a strong down move. SPWR. Notice the doji sandwich, J-hook type pattern, break out of this little downtrend, wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. I guess that's the best way to say it. I'm more directional than flat. Here's a scoop pattern setting up in TSL. So if we know the rest of the solars are acting well and we can see a pattern setting up, I wouldn't be afraid to be buying this, because if this breaks out through this level, where's it going to? Probably to this top of this trajectory, taking you up into the $22, $23 area. Do you have your own scanning criteria, or is it only available as a member? Well, I teach the members how to do it. That's what we usually do we sometimes do Saturday morning sessions for 2 hours on how to scan for the best trades, and then not only scan, but how to sort them to figure out which is the best signals out of. On a good day, we might find 50, 60, 70 good charts. So the question is, well, how do you narrow that down to the best 2 or 3? I walk people through the analysis of what charts look better than others, even though some of them look very good, which ones look better than the next one, and narrow it down to finally where you get down to 2 or 3. But even when you get down to that 2 or 3, depending on how they open the next day is going to be part of the criteria of whether you buy or not. So if none of those 3 happen to open in the right direction, you've got other charts that you've already looked at that you scaled, done kind of a pyramid down to those best. You go up to the next level and say, all right, which one of these charts are acting well? So Tesla, I would pretty much say they're trying to break through this downtrending channel. Not unusual to see after a strong uptrend that you have consolidation. Why do we think it's going higher? Because we just saw a doji sandwich that took us back up through the T-line. And what do we expect after a doji sandwich? More upside. So if there's more upside, it's breaking through this downtrending channel. Yeah, when we schedule a Saturday, it's usually from 9:30 to maybe 11:30, 12 o'clock, and it's live. I come in live, and so it's where. And the reason we like to do things live is, as you will notice on our website, there's probably 40 or 50 training CDs that, as a member, you get them at a discount, or as a member, usually about 3 to 4 times a month, we try to do a special training. Whether it's scanning for the best possible trades, our entry and exit strategies, when is the best time to take profits, where to set effective stop losses, how to do credit spreads effectively, how to do debit spreads, all areas that people are interested in. We'll do a 45-minute to an hour session sometimes on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. And so instead of just looking at it as a training CD or not having your questions answered by looking at a training CD, when we do it live, you can ask questions as we're going along. Tesla, so that's moving back up. OPK, was that one? OPK, notice the little morning star type signal, little scoop type pattern. Wouldn't be afraid to be buying this one on positive trading tomorrow. And WLT. Nice fry pan bottom breakout. This one you continue to hold until you see a sell signal. CYTK, Morningstar signal, close above the T line. Where's your next target? Probably up to the 50-day moving average. If it breaks through there, then where's it going? Coming up here to fill this gap. So I'm looking for the stocks that have not only upside potential, but big upside potential. If this moved from 650 up to 1050, that's a good, I can figure this out, about an 80% return. I'd rather find something like that than something that has a 8% return. If I'm going to put my money into a trade, I want to take the risk and have the biggest upside potential I can find. YGE, another one that gapped up above the T line. This one you stay long. SUNE, a J-hook pattern. This one you can be buying with the idea that you're going to come back up to the top of this trajectory and then probably go 45 degree from there. CTRP, there's your flutter kicker signal, which means if this opens positive, you want to be buying. It's going into wave 3. The copy machines, XONE, this one you can be buying on positive trading tomorrow, and DDD. I wouldn't try to trade DDD because this just hellacious to try to trade, but I would definitely be holding this for a long-term situation. UTEK, there's when you see a series of dojis, if one doji means indecision, a series of dojis means greater indecision. Now they've told you what that decision is. I would expect the next target is up here. How do I trade after hours? Once the bell rings, I'm done. David, the volume after hours is usually so thin that, and it's usually not the correct trade direction. You don't want to, you want to see what the big boys are doing on the open. Here's another Morningstar signal. Trajectory, Edward, is the direction. We'll get to, let me find another one. So this is Kendai. This one you can be buying on positive trading tomorrow. And NTRI, notice what happened after the kicker signal. Here's the trajectory. It's kind of this direction, this move. Then notice once the kicker signal hit, notice the trajectory here, much more violent to the upside. And SSNC, this is a belt hold signal. Gapped it down here and brought it right back up into the trading range. What's that tell you? Tells you that any of the sellers that were in here, they sold out, but the bulls bought them all up, sopped them up. There are no more sellers in the way, which means the next move is going to be a very strong price move. Yeah, so again, here's the trajectory. This is the way it was, the direction, the magnitude, or the kind of the angle. Now that trajectory is going to be much stronger. Okay, that's pretty much all I've got for tonight. We did TSL, which is kind of a scoop type pattern. Remember, scoop type pattern will have a slingshot trajectory out the other side. This is recorded, yes. How about Ford? All right, we'll get to the individual ones. All right, are there any general questions on candlestick analysis or the website? What is a doji sandwich? Doji sandwich is where you have a bullish candle, a doji, and if it opens positive, we have a very simple rule of the doji. It's going to move in the direction how they open it after a doji. So if it opens positive, you buy immediately because the magnitude of this candle is usually going to be the same magnitude as this candle. So you have a bullish candle, a doji, bullish candle, or the doji is the sandwich in between. Where can I join the option service? For members, it's, I think, $795 or $794. For non-members, it's $994. I think they've got it set up to where you can pay in 2 separate payments. And if you need help with it, email Abraham@candlestickforum.com and he'll get you taken care of. Is there a trial period on the option trading? Well, there's a trial period in here in the regular room for 30 days. Again, set up with Abraham. As far as the option, we don't have a trial period. What we're really looking for, the reason that the option trading was set up is because we had enough people interested in just more information on options. We didn't want to pull away from or kind of clutter up the chat room with option trading information when most people are still trying to learn just how to use the candlesticks correctly. So we set it up as a separate trading area. So we're not setting it up so people have another product to look at. We're setting it up for the people that are really interested in options. So there is, if you buy it and after 30 days it's not what you're looking for, just say you want your money back and we'll send you your money back. We're not trying to force anybody into the option service. What happens when a stock gaps up huge? Do you buy that day or do you wait until the next day to confirm? KS, sometimes we go to our 10-minute chart and see what the 10-minute chart is telling us. If it's not backing off, we can be buying, and we take profits when the 10-minute chart comes back below the T line. Yeah, don't want those degenerate option gamblers cluttering up the chat room. You're exactly right. Do you adjust any bad option trades? Yes, we close them. Right now, or in my case, through the years, I've discovered that probably 2 out of every 3 trades that I make are going to be correct trades, which also makes it very clear in my mind that 1 out of every 3 trades is going to be a bad trade. If it's a bad trade, you close out the trade because there's still, going to the scans, you're going to find trades that have the probabilities in your favor. So I've never had any qualms about closing out a trade that's not working and moving on to the next one. Now, it used to be I would hate to close out a losing trade because, boy, would I look stupid if that all of a sudden turned around and went the way that I thought it should. Well, now, knowing that I've got more trades than I could ever handle, why stay in a trade that you're not sure of? Go on to a trade that has a good-looking chart that you're going to get hopefully your small loss back very quickly. And then if that trade, the original trade turns around, you can always buy it back in when the charts say it's time to be buying again. Do you set stops and options? No, I set stops on the underlying trading entity. If a stock pulls back to a certain level and I shouldn't be in it, I close the options. How many open trades do you usually have at a time? If I'm trading a portfolio, let's say $1 million portfolio, I will have maybe 12 trades on at maximum. That means each trade's approximately $80,000. And then I keep each trade equal dollar amount because I don't want my ego or my mental influence to try to make my decisions for me. If it's time to get out of a trade, I want to get out of a unit of my portfolio, not out of my favorite trade. What is a small loss? That all depends on the size of your portfolio. If it's, no, not 3%, 6%, the market doesn't give a hoot where you bought. It's time to get out of a trade when the chart tells you that the sellers are in control. You want to be back out of that trade. Sometimes that's a 0.3%. Sometimes that's a 13%. It'll be different on every chart. Even though stochastics are telling overbought, you still buy stocks. Can you explain it? Yes. You're trying to buy signals when the stochastics are in the oversold area. When you look at a pattern usually will be in the overbought condition when it starts breaking out. So that's why you want to know what a pattern looks like and when it's time to be buying, especially on the breakouts. Does your website talk about searching and sorting? Yes, it's got a couple CDs showing you how to scan. And I'm pretty sure there's information. I think there's now 1,300 pages on the website, free information. What if you leg into a debit spread and its short leg is worth more than the one you bought? Oh, boy. More than likely, you've probably got a good profit in your first position if it's gone to where the selling trade is now worth more than the buying side. So at that point, if it's moved that fast, you probably now don't want to consider selling the second leg of your spread. You probably want to start to managing your long position because you probably got a good profit in it. Okay. Who's buying the future? Yes, Teresa, we've already put out 2 Thursdays of recommendations, and we will be doing much more sessions now for the option traders. We'll have some outside option speakers coming in that have different trading techniques, just so that you can apply candlesticks to them and see if you can improve their techniques for your type of trading. You always say buy tomorrow on positive trading after a bullish signal. Are we looking for momentum essentially, or does the probability still increase in the days ahead? Yeah, not necessarily meaning that after a good buy signal that you're going to see buying the next day, but more than likely, if you see it confirm again, meaning more bullish signals, you want to be buying because that's what the buy signal basically told you. There was a change of investor sentiment. All right, thank you, Paul. Yeah, if you, that's what I've had a lot of people just concentrate on a few trade setups. I know Rick Sadler of Hit and Run Candlesticks, he just concentrated on J hooks and made a ton of money. What is your ratio of call put to spreads with your recommendation? Because my broker only approved my call for calls and puts. Lionel, if your broker isn't sophisticated enough to do call spreads, get another broker. Thinkorswim has a very simple system. You type in, I want to buy XYZ 50, sell the 55s. As soon as that clicks in, it shows that that cost is going to be $1.80. So you don't have to do the math. It's already there. Whoa is a weekly option, something or other. Okay. Is there a way to scan for J hooks and toss? Eric, ask Ed C whether he's done the formulas for that weekly option expiry. Is that what it was? All right. Yeah, we will be doing monthly options as well as weekly options. Okay. Yes. Remember, if they keep coming up to attempt the weekly options education for dummies, okay, I'm the dummy. I couldn't remember what the E stood for. Ed C should be in here. Ed, are you in here? Ed C does very good. There's Ed C. All right. See what he does very good formulas. Okay, Jim, let's go ahead and do the double line. Okay. Oh man, we probably have enough. So Jim, do another double line. All right. Wayne, I trade stocks in the first 45 minutes of trading. I trade commodities during the middle part of the day, and then stocks at the end of the day because most of the commodity markets open late and close early. And because I can look at candlestick charts, it's very quick to decipher. Let's see, this is the diamonds. Let's see whether we've gotten these charts back. There we go. Okay, we're going to take a chance here. Hold on for a second. Let me close this. And let me open up these. All right, this is the dollar. Whoops. Dollars come right smack dab up to the 50. And this started with a doji sandwich. There's your bullish candle, doji, bullish candle. The second bullish candle came through the T line. There's going to be more upside after a doji sandwich, taking us right to the next resistance level. Okay, let's see. GTAT. This one you can be buying because it's bouncing off of 50. Not a strong signal. Even though it's an up move, it's not necessarily a strong reversal. So I'd be more inclined to watch at this level that if it comes back up there, watch to see if it can break through or not. First Solar, as we saw, is gapping up off the best friend. Still more upside. And Tesla, we did. That's trying to break through this downtrending channel also on a doji sandwich. Remember, doji sandwich implies there's more upside. GBB, GGB. This one was going to be on my recommended list, and I missed it. It was down today, but if this opens positive tomorrow, you still buy it because you've got the J-hook pattern in progress. GLD, S.GLD, still in a slow downtrend. This is gold. Gold is still failing, still in this downtrend. Silver, Silver, same scenario. You can see the downtrend. Saw the abandoned baby up here, gapping it back down through the T-line. Tells me that they're probably bringing it back down toward this area. Let's see. AN, you can be buying, but it has to be a positive open, and you use the T-line as your stop. Disney, getting a little bit toppy up here. It opened higher, closed lower today. It's still traded above the T-line, so you stay with it as long as it doesn't close back below the T-line. And CIT, this one is still in a sideways trend. I wouldn't be long. I probably wouldn't be short this one either right now. This one's a nothing chart. RAX, another same scenario. Sideways chart. I wouldn't be long or short this one at this point. DRYS, the shippers are acting well. This one you get ready to buy on a positive open because it will be breaking this downward trend channel, and it's doing it with a best friend gap up, another doji gap up, a positive open. Tells you they're breaking through this level. You're definitely into wave 3. And RSOL, another little J-hook type pattern. This one you can be buying on positive trading tomorrow. Let's see, S.NDX. Is that? All right. If you're looking for the NASDAQ, NDX, let's see. If you're looking for the NASDAQ is staying above the T-line. Las Vegas Sands, stay short on this one until you see a buy signal and a close back up above the T-line. Cigna, this one you can be buying. Just be aware of what the magnitude of that move is or the lack of magnitude is. That's more of an institutional trader. AFFX, more than likely will be off a 45 degree. At this point, I'd use today's low as my stop. It shouldn't come back below there, but I would suspect you're going to be in this 45 degree trajectory off of this one. If this one is a Dow, as in Dow Chemical, you stay short until you see a buy signal. Right now, I'd be looking to see whether it supports right here in this area. And Apple's gone flat for a little bit, but notice they can't get it closed below the T-line. So if you're long, you stay long with the anticipation that there's your fry pan bottom. There's your breakout. There's your strong price move. There's your J-hook pattern setup. And lock you just stay with as long as it stays above the T-line. You'd like to see it open positive tomorrow, staying above the 3T. The 3T usually indicates there's it's still in a very strong upward move. This one, JAX, you want to be definitely buying on a positive open tomorrow. A bullish engulfing right here off the 50. Off the T-line. Gapped up through the 50, doing a J-hook, pretty easily makes our target the 200-day moving average. ONVO, All you can do here is stay long as it stays above the T line. BWEN. Well, okay. Bullish engulfing. You don't buy this unless it closes above the T line. And you don't want to do that because as long as it's trading below the T line, you're still in a downtrend. So you definitely need to see that reversal confirmed. Oh, Pshaw. Okay, CTXS. Oops, it did come back. CTXS needs to open positive and trade positive tomorrow to stay in it. TAN has got a good doji sandwich gap up. This one you buy on positive trading tomorrow. EBIX. Oh, poop. Pardon my French. All right, hold on for a second. We're stopping this. And we're opening back up the now. Well, there it is. Okay. All right, EBIX. There's your little Morningstar signal. I wouldn't be afraid to be buying this one on positive trading tomorrow. And positive trading to me is that the market isn't opening up with the pre-market futures down 120 points and the stock's not opening up down halfway down this candle. You want to see it pretty close to where it closed, and you don't want to see the market falling out of bed. QCOM got back up toward the resistance level and did a dark cloud. It better open positive and trade positive to stay in it. If it opens lower, it's at least coming back to the T line. You don't know if it's going to support there because you might just be in a double top situation. Under Armour, you don't want to get into this one until you see it close above the T line. It looks right now like it's being squeezed between the T line and the 50. Abercrombie Fitch did a little kicker type signal, a trend kicker. A trend kicker is when you're in an uptrend, they have a down day and then they gap it right back up and go the opposite direction. Tells me this fry pan bottom is still in progress. There's going to be more upside. If they break it out through this level, which is right where they are right now, that means you got plenty of running room to get up to the 200-day moving average. No resistance up in this area. And Facebook, you stay short. It's also stuck between the 50 and the T line. You stay short until you see a buy signal and a close above the T line. DK. Left-right combo hammer type signal. This one you definitely buy on positive trading tomorrow. That's a good-looking chart. And Dix. Stay long as this stays above the T line. That's a good-looking chart also. ACHN. Slow curve. Get ready to buy this one in positive trading. The 50-day moving average could be a viable target. And PGNX. There's your little Morningstar type signal. Doji gap up, scoop type pattern. Notice how flat this handle is. I wouldn't be afraid to be buying with the idea you're going to get a slingshot effect up here at least to the 50-day moving average. J.C. Penney. Another fry pan bottom. You can be buying this one on positive trading. They're taking this one back up. SSNI. There's your double doji pullback. You're still in a fry pan bottom trajectory. You haven't closed below the T line. If it opens positive tomorrow, you start buying immediately because their essential target right here is to fill this gap. And STXS. This one you should have been out of a couple of days ago, especially yesterday. What is yesterday? Friday, with it closing back below the T line. It's probably coming back to the 50, but you don't know whether it's going to stay there for a month. Just wait. You should be out of this waiting for the next buy signal. Adobe Adobe, all you can do is stay long ever since your Morningstar signal and close above the T line. There's your trajectory. There's your trajectory. Still in progress. Let's see. Okay, you guys scrolled past me again. Let's see. That was ROK. This one I would be out of because it's flat. It's been flat for the last month. You can't make 4% one way or the other with this one. SB we recommended this morning. This one you continue to buy, especially if it opens positive tomorrow. There's your slow curve. It's breaking out. You want to be buying this one. And we did Eagle, right? Eagle, even though it's pulled back today, it still did a gap up above the T line. But this one needs to open positive and trade positive to stay in it. And CBI, this one, a little Morningstar type signal. All you can do here is stay long as it stays above the T line. GTI, whoops, S.GTI. There's your ones you like to get into, the ones that are gapping up. Notice it bounced, little kicker type signal, bounced right off the 200, through the 50, through the T line, through the resistance level. You stay long until you see a sell signal. At this point, I wouldn't want to see it trade back below the halfway point of this candle. That would tell me the profit taking has gotten severe. GSAT, nothing. GSAT, still nothing. Did I do it wrong? Yep, I don't know. You've scrolled past me again. That one's not working. So Groupon, Morningstar signal back up through the T line, gap up. You want to be buying this one. Just watch diligently once it gets to the 50-day moving average. Jazz wouldn't be too excited about. Well, number one, because there's really no strong direction to it. Number two, even if it moves, the percentage move is not all that fantastic. DQ, this one you can be buying. Little inverted hammer just below the T line. Now you're right at the breakout point. If it opens positive, you're in next wave to the upside. LPI, this one all you can do is stay long as it stays above the T line. Joy, Doji gap up. There's your this is your classic fry pan bottom, strong price move, J hook pattern. Next wave is starting with a best friend. You want to be buying this one. LCC, nothing fantastic. If you own it, stay with it as long as it stays above the T line. But today's breakout of this level and then coming back down into this level is not a good sign. If it opens lower tomorrow, you need to close out the position right away. Fastenal, all you can do here is stay long as it stays above the T line. GMCR, this one is just now bottoming out. You can be buying this one using the T line as your stop. ARRI, ever since your big bullish engulfing booster signal, you stay long until you see a sell signal. At this point, I'd be using today's open as my stop. And CVA, gap up above the T line. Now, what happens here is we've had a series of dojis, a bullish candle, a gap up, but it sold off. What does that tell us? It told us there's profit taking. What does this gap up tell us? There's somebody very anxious getting into the stock. So there's a sell off after it opened way up. So you just wait until you start seeing bullish candles forming. If it opens positive and starts trading positive, tells you the T line's acting as support, you want to be a buyer. Let's see, S.ECNA. That one's not coming up. That might be too small for this service. Amazon, all you can do is hold as long as it doesn't close below the T line. Lesbo, I'm not sure whether they're allowed to quote that on here. S.LSBO. And that one's not coming up. And WRIR, WRIR, that one's not coming up either. Okay, Q-Core. Q-Core, I wouldn't be long or short. There's no direction on this one. Let's see, we did GDX. Did we do Facebook? Yeah, we did Facebook. Facebook, you stay short until you see a buy signal and a close back up above the T-line. Sears Holding had a cradle type pattern a few days ago. And now you've got the J-hook pattern. I wouldn't be afraid to be buying this one on positive trading, breaking out through this area right here. And we did TA. TA's got a nice breakout of a fry pan bottom. This one you continue to stay long. SWFT. This one's got a bullish harami right here at the T-line telling you the selling has stopped. If it opens positive, you want to be buying. They're still taking this one up higher. 5, stay long. Trip, stay long. You had a doji type sandwich breaking out today. S.CLF. This one, you're starting to get exuberance. Notice how far away it's moved from the T-line. Put your sell stop at today's open. It shouldn't come back down through there. IRIX, another one where you put your sell stop right here, but you continue to stay long as you don't see a sell signal. And Sealed Air, this one you stay long. It's just now breaking out. It gapped up toward the breakout area, and then they've taken it up through. That means there's going to be more upside. FU did some consolidation today, but as long as it stays above the T-line, you stay with it, which means this one has to open positive tomorrow to stay long. And DYAX, nothing severe. It's just not great, but as long as this one stays above the T-line, you stay long. Tesla is trying to break out into the next wave. You can buy this on positive trading tomorrow. And NBL, another J-hook pattern. This one can be bought on positive trading tomorrow. Notice the little scoop type pattern that bounced smack dab off the 50 with a little kicker type signal. There's your slingshot effect to the upside. Let's see, we did Disney, we did DDD, CLGX. This one you don't buy unless it closes above the T-line. It's trying to. MBI. This one, J-hook pattern. If it opens positive tomorrow, coming up through the 200, you want to be a buyer. And we did Apple, we did JCPenney, RMTI. This one has got a wedge formation going. I would rather buy it once it breaks out one way or the other. We did SB, SOL. Who would want a symbol like that? But this one does have a doji sandwich. This one you can be buying on positive trading. If it breaks through this downtrending channel, you've probably got some good upside to it. And GE, you can be buying. I would usually say this one's doesn't move around enough to make it worthwhile. But as we can see, it's been coming out of a big rounding bottom. You're back into an uptrend. This one I wouldn't buy, but if you like it, you hold it long term. How can you stay so focused on different instruments you trade? Wayne is just the visual. I can see everything instantly, and that's what you want to get your eyes trained to do. You don't want to be sitting analyzing stocks all night long. You want to be able to take 20 minutes, find the best trades, and then be ready to see how they open the next morning so that you can go enjoy life a little bit. Gap up, profit taking. If it opens positive tomorrow, you start buying immediately. Then just use today's open as your stop. AT&T, AT&T, Now, all you can do here is stay long until you see a sell signal. S.DIA, the diamonds, try to do that J-hook pattern. RCL, Royal Caribbean, J-hook pattern. You can buy this just using the T-line as your stop. BB. BB is always a good one to trade because BB has very consistent chart patterns. Except right now you're in a sideways chart. But there are times when you can trade BB almost to the letter, when to be going long and when to be going short. That's just great. Now it's got charts that disprove that. Right now it wouldn't be long or short this stock. It's just sideways. Ford. This one's still one of our long-term picks. We're still holding this. Still anticipate, we started buying this one around 2.5. Still anticipate this will get up into the $25, $30 area sometime within the next 6 to 12 months. Newmont Mining. Whoops. S.NE. Whoops. Oh, this is just great. Okay. NEM. S.NEM. Nothing here that would get me real excited one way or the other. Just not a chart that's showing any great enthusiasm. Are the WOA announcements only in the website? No, the picks are on the every Thursday night at 5 o'clock. They go out into the options trading member area. If there's something that is dramatically changing on any one of them, or that another pick is coming up intra-week, we will send out an email alerting everybody. AYU wouldn't be long or short. ANR, stay long until you see a sell signal. Today I'd be using today's open as my stop. Okay, all right. We got most of them. A few more, and then we'll go out and see if it's snowing yet. CCL, all you can do here, that's a J-hook pattern. If this opens positive, it's going up to the $38 area. And MTW, this one, I would rather pay $20.70 knowing it broke out to the upside. Right now, it's just too sideways. Deere, this one I wouldn't be long or short. This one is so sideways and choppy, there's no reason to even be looking at this one. Let's see. IMMU. This one also had to stay short. Hold on for 1 sec. Okay. I've discovered you don't want to buy anything online because you get so many calls afterwards. What are we looking at? IMMU, you don't buy until you get it for the T-line. And NQ, stay short until you see this is exactly what will happen. A big down move, they pop it right back up to the T-line, still sagging. So if you ever get a pop like that, I had to go pick up the phone there for a minute, Jim. Sorry. And so that was NQ. What is this one? LQ. LQDT. This one you can be buying. Just use the T-line as your stop. That's LQDT. The SPY, same scenario as the S&P 500, little J-hook pattern setting up. TRLA, stay short until you see a buy signal. Now you're getting to the oversold area. I would use this level right here as my stop. It shouldn't come back up through that level. And RES, stay long until you see a sell signal. PDL, S.PDL. That one is not working. Goodyear, stay short until you see a buy signal. And SEF. SEF, you're still in this downtrending channel. Nothing really to get excited about. I would rather buy this after it came up through the 50. Yes, both the diamond and the Dow and the S&P 500 are J-hook setups. STX you should be out of. Wait for the next buy signal. Groupon we did. GDXJ. This one you stay short as long as it stays below the T-line. You can see you're in a downtrend on this one. And OUTR, this one you're in an uptrend. All you can do here is stay long until you see a sell signal and a close below the T-line. FIX, stay long until you see a sell signal. Use the T-line as your stop. Where can we use formula add? All right. Yelp. Yelp is another one where I wouldn't be long or short. It's sideways. It has bounced off the 50, but there's nothing in here yet to tell me there's any enthusiasm. Facebook, you had a bearish belt hold. Thought there was a bigger bearish belt hold at one time. Yeah, you don't buy this until you see the next buy signal. Oh. Okay, we're not responding. There we go. YY, nothing that I'd get real excited about because of the trajectory is very slow. I wouldn't be long or short this one right now. I'd be elsewhere. Boeing, looks like it's trying to do a little piercing signal today, but I wouldn't be buying this one yet until it does close above the T-line, but I wouldn't be shorting it. You're already starting to see buying in here at the 50. If it closes below the 50, then I'd take a look at the shorts. And VZ, another J-hook pattern in the making. If this one opens positive, I wouldn't be too worried about buying it. SSNI, what type of volume? I can't see the volume on this screen. And all right, GTAT up $1.25. That puts it up in about the 955 area. All right. INSY, nice little rounding bottom. This one you can be buying on positive trading tomorrow. Pshaw, okay. And VIPS came back strong today. This one did a kind of a doji sandwich, which means it's going to be coming back up to the top of the trend channel and probably moving 45 degrees off of there. MasterCard, S.MA. Boy. Okay, that one's not working right now. Zynga. How come this system takes a break whenever it wants to? Okay, Zynga. Zynga is sideways. I wouldn't be long or short this one until it breaks out to the upside. If it does, then you're going to get a good 1.5 move out of it. Whoops, milk. Don't got milk. MasterCard, all you can do here is stay long as it stays above the T line. RVLT, little bullish left-right combo, smack dab on the 200 where it's supported before. This one I wouldn't be afraid to be buying on positive trading. Even before it gets to the T line, just watch to see what it does once it gets to the T line. The reason I'm not afraid to be buying is because you've got the makeup of everything you need. Oversold stochastics, a left-right combo, smack dab on the 200. If they open this positive, they're confirming that they're buying after it hit the 200 again. More than likely, it's going to come back up through the 50 and the T line. Where is it going to? If you can draw a line here and a parallel line here, means it could come back up into this area. IG, this one needs to open positive and trade positive. You already had the gap up through the resistance area. You had your consolidation. If it opens positive, your profit taking's over. Okay, DQ. Yes, DQ. You got 134,000, but on a $35 stock. Unless you're going in and buying 7,000 shares, I wouldn't be too much worried about it. In this case, if I was going in to buy 1,500 shares, I wouldn't be too concerned about 134,000 each day. Okay, let's call it a night. I missed Netflix. All right. Netflix. There was the big bearish belt hold. This one is still in that slow, steady uptrend, but it might be so slow you don't want to be playing it right now. And what was the other one? Carnival. Yeah, we did Carnival. If it opens positive tomorrow after the J hook, it's still going positive. I don't think it's snowing out there, but it was cold. I was standing out in the back of that truck telling them which rooms the boxes went into, and it was cold out there. That was the first time I've been cold, and I even had a jacket on for the first time probably in years. Entry and exit on low, yes, I will tell you when to get in, when to get out, but I won't just tell you when to get in and get out. I'll tell you why you should be getting in and getting out at those levels. Last one, MLNX. This one stays short until you see a buy signal. Okay, thank you, everybody. Hope you got some good information tonight. We'll see you in the chat rooms tomorrow.